Let me just delete.
Fana, do you have any notes there, Ramos?
No, I don't have.
Yeah, that one was. You know, that episode was nice. I liked the structure because it was a whole episode of just that. It had so much structure. Even when I edited it, it was so nice to do, man.
That's what I was telling Vini. We need something that can put structure.
Yeah, I think now the pressure's getting because we're in like 20 something. Now it's starting to feel like okay.
No, it's that thing, like, even though we don't have that much listeners or views,
Yeah,
but
now
there must be some improvement.
Yeah. So that even, definitely.
You started?
Yeah.
I.
Let me start. Yo, welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast that no one knows of, called TAP, Third Avenue, man.
Okay, damn, I thought we were gonna do it on cue, right? We should have spoke about it.
Yeah, we should. Now we'll
You want to do it again?
No, you must do the whole intro again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, professional, boy.
Welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast that no one really knows of, TAP, called Third Avenue, man. Welcome back, guys. This is your 2 or 3 co-hosts. I'll start off by introducing myself. You know me as Vinny. And on my left or right, depending on how you are actually watching this podcast, I have my main man, Hussein, the main.
What it do?
Yeah, man. And right at the back, as usual, our ghost baby, our ghost boy, or ghost whatever you want to call himself, because I recognize on some episodes this boy segments in Ramos. Yeah, man.
No, that's usually when there's like a guest.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but
What
Suhail was very quiet in that episode, bro.
Yeah, no, he was adding too much. Yeah, there's a point where I was watching it and it's like, yo, man, why are you not adding the do it, son? All I see is what, and he died. And I'm also like, what is wrong with you? He makes like, usually what happens is when I cut out words, right?
Yeah.
I just cut out the words, so it just goes like it cuts it. Now this guy's like, why do you make it go?
Yeah, bro, you must fuck at it.
You know what's the thing about the poo? Sometimes it can make the listening experience, because you must remember people are probably wearing earphones sometimes listening to that.
Yeah, but obviously you do that at a respectable.
You know how many times there's an episode where I had to just imagine.
Yeah, man, sounds. That's how everyone does it, bro.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's a good way of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta make you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also it's also laziness, because like, damn, bro. Now
How long do you usually take
to edit? I would say it does take a couple of hours, but I'll do certain things because first I have to edit the audio separately, then I add the audio onto the video on Adobe. Then after that, with the Adobe, what happens is you must remember a video is frames, right? So now in order to sync everything, then I have to do that before I extract the video, so the video can show up clear and stuff.
No, but shut up, man. The editing has improved. There was a couple of episodes where they used to have like this whole echo sound that happens.
I think now it's because like I'm starting to try and edit ahead of time. Well, the pressures, because what tends to happen is when I'm editing in between previous job, because I don't want to say it like I'm doing the current job, and my previous job, trying to do that as well, and also, and especially things don't go according to plan, and you're not sitting there and editing, so you just want to get something out. So I do apologize for that, you know.
Yeah. I just.
Hey man, I will lock up the car.
Yeah, you actually lock up the car. I remember on one of the episodes where, I don't know if it's going to be released yet, but it's probably coming soon, where we were discussing the thing of, like voicing opinions and trying not to sound preachy.
Yeah,
when we do it.
Yeah. I think that's out. I don't know what episode, bro. We are getting.
But like, I was actually thinking about like, we shouldn't also be shy to say some certain opinions, because at the end of the day, one day maybe, you might change your point of view. I think it's also, but then you must also acknowledge that, back in the other episodes, I never used to like gay people, but now you see, schema gay. But no, guys, I love
Well,
people.
so wait. Before we even carry on.
But why
in South Africa? Like, my issue is that in South Africa, like, I feel like the moment when someone says I love it, I love gay people, you just come across as homophobic. And I've noticed
You love or you hate.
you're like, no man, I love my gay people. You know, man, I respect you, do whatever you do. Then they say something homophobic. But man, you know, like
yeah, man, have all the booty you want, nigga. You know, it's cool.
My thing is, it's like, yeah, I'm not saying, going back to the opinion thing, it's like I'm becoming very self-aware to the point that we are only starting to be in the real world right now, and we're starting to form honest opinions, and that's taking time. An opinion from an online perspective is easily formable, right? But the way you experience things is quite hard to say, okay, now I'm honest to God going to say this is my opinion on this subject, man, I've seen it. That's why sometimes it's not that I don't have an opinion or I don't want. It's like sometimes I'm like, nah, I don't think I've formulated a conclusion enough to come and break. That's why sometimes I can just sometimes I can just talk as if like, hey bro, I'm figuring it out. Why do I have to have an answer for it now? I think that's the biggest thing, that someone always wants you to have the answer now.
True, but you can also tiptoe, you know.
And also I'm media trained, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta do the weave. That's what
yeah.
Just cause studio to be like time.
Nah, man. Yeah, man. You know how we do, man. You know, just
and the audience, if you wanna just one Juluga here, just remember it's Sampha in this car. Soon I don't even know. We will like delay maybe.
No, man, it's not that. Do you know why? It reminds me of RCDC One World, where they doing the PR skit, where they basically interviewing these guys and they're like, what is your opinion on, like, for example, gay people? And then they find a way to like keep on talking about other things than answering. And there's a moment where they pause. They're like, we got it. And then they take the camera equipment, we got it. Well, man, I told you. That's what usually I've noticed when you're like, I'm PR trained. It's like...
No, the thing about opinions is, people don't like being judged.
Fair.
Like, for example, if you say an opinion that's kind of rash, but you honestly believe that's what it's true or whatnot, someone can judge you for that. Sometimes you're like, I don't want to be judged. Sometimes it's also a thing of, I really don't want to argue. This is my point, and there's no way I'm gonna change it. So
you don't want to also get convinced. But you know, I am of the belief that I think it's really important for you to hang out with people that you don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? Because you start formulating opinions that have no standing on anything. It's just the fact that you all of you guys think it's just the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
But that thing doesn't always work out.
Hanging out with people
like you don't agree with, like, most of the time.
Obviously you have certain things you agree to, but like you are able to still have a relationship. For example, let's say I'm a DA supporter. And you are an ANC supporter. You know what I'm saying? Then I feel like we can have much more insightful like conversation when it comes to politically conversations, because you can now tell me things I might have not known that the ANC have done, like I would tell you stuff that maybe the DA didn't do. Have you ever actually I never read any manifestos, but have you ever just scrolled through the manifesto of the EFF?
No.
Fana, I ain't gonna lie to you. Julius Malema is a self-centered guy. Bruh, all those pictures I hear, man, that's how I'm share them Fana. That guy's a tyrant, bro. He wants to be the guy in everything. And I feel like that's why, as much as it doesn't bring me joy, even though I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the EFF, but it's not nice for what that guy was able to build. And then now all of a sudden, I wouldn't say all of a sudden, but it's crumbling now because of he I don't know.
It's the leadership thing.
It's the leadership. Yeah, leadership.
But what is he expecting? Don't you want to be like I remember? I don't know if I can't even remember, but it doesn't matter. I met a guy who started I was at the weed shop there, and this Nigerian guy, and I'm like, I just started having, I don't even know he was Nigerian, but obviously had the accent. So I started having a conversation with him, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, you just coming to relax after work? And he's like, nah, man, I'm actually retired. So obviously when he said it, I knew that he knew I'm always going to ask, obviously, what did you do that made you retire? Because he's fairly young. He doesn't look too old. And then he tells me that obviously he started a company. And first he tells me he works in supply chain. And I didn't understand what he was referring for. He was talking about supply chain in terms of technologies. And in this case, the supply chain that he's basically referring to is that, you know, when you're posting like content, like or like us now with the podcast, if a big media company needs to post those things at once in one go, in most cases, sometimes it will take time for an individual if you have to do it with
like
power.
Distributor.
So he was able to make the distribution thing, the code. He wrote the code when he was young. And then from there, him and they basically made the whole company. So that now the company is generally making money. And he resigned. He left the company to retire. And the reason I asked him, why did you retire? Is like, you see, that's the thing, the problem with founders. Founders is that because you are there, you'll always inhibit the growth of the company because your mind, technology is consistently growing. So what you used to code in back in the days, now there's machine learning. Those guys never did a curriculum in machine learning.
Fair.
So now there's young kids now in university who are doing machine learning. So they can come in and basically your legacy can carry on without you basically just being the face of your legacy. Because in most cases, it's just going to come to a point where you can't keep up. Remember now the whole company is dependent on your creative thinking, your mind. So I found that a very mature, I wouldn't say a mature way of looking at it, but a much more, like you care more about what you have created than your own personal ego and your own thing of, look at me, man, I'm the big shot.
The truth is of the matter is
like
that
Mark Zuckerberg.
When you go back to that, but the truth of the matter is, it doesn't mean that if you're a founder, you're going to be a great CEO.
That is also
because the CEO is a job.
Yeah.
It's a job because now, yes, you've done this, but now you need someone who has experience of dealing with every single economy of running a whole.
It's like with Apple. It wasn't the fact that Steve Jobs just made Apple alone. He had another guy who was more.
And let's not lie, Tim Cook is fire. Like as much Tim Cook is the current CEO.
Yeah, there was
like as much as. For example, no, sorry to cut you off. Remember, a lot of them don't notice that Apple makes a lot of revenue from services.
Yeah.
It was not always the model. They actually, a lot of people don't know that the cell phone market, a lot of Google, I don't think, if I could be wrong, but Google doesn't make money from their phones. Like, they're more service driven. Software is not software as a service, but they are service driven, right? Apple makes money genuinely from their phones, and what's in the phone as well. First, they'll give you the storage mahala, then your thing gets full, then you're like, okay, I'll pay 15 rand, then it gets full, then you're paying 50 rand. Now imagine all those guys who are using the storage, then the company is making money every month on the stuff, and that's someone who's gonna run your company. That's you're going to need someone who can do that for your company. And then especially if you're a shareholder, you're still there on the board, you're going to make money and your company is growing and it's staying. But Mfana, did you see Mark Zuckerberg, bro? Did you see?
Oh, yeah, with their hair and stuff.
Nah, they say
he still looks like a weirdo.
Now he looks like a weirdo who's trying to fit in.
For me, let me say this. I'll be honest. I have a different opinion. To me, maybe some people, the theory is that he's deflecting so people don't notice, Facebook's under a lot of scrutiny, or Meta in general. Basically, they're saying he's deflecting so everyone can focus. For me, that nigga's not acting. I say reason why he's not acting. There's once you said, that nigga woke up in the morning and said, I'm rich. Because there's a little bit of a genuineness to it. Because before he used to be a dick who's a nerd. Remember that? He was always a dick. Even on the Social Network, if you watch the movie. That nigga was a dick. And when someone is really full of himself. Remember, Facebook started as a thing to rank college hunts.
Serious?
To rank them or to
rank them there to
slot their list.
First, that's what I'm loosely beginning. First phase on the uni. Oh, you all did.
I didn't know. I actually thought it was for.
I will search and double check it. But yeah,
when you're gonna search, you don't come lie to this audience. Don't have a fact check. I hear.
But when I look at him, I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. Enjoy your money. The reason why I'm saying that, I can see that some of the stuff, it looks like genuinely he's been wanting to do them.
Yeah, man.
He looks like, dog. Whoa. And the thing is, why are we hating on the guy when Elon Musk has been doing it?
Oh, but Elon Musk has just been that guy ever since.
Isn't it the other guy, Bezos?
Bezos also switched up.
Bezos.
Elon Musk is the only guy since he was Elon Musk. He's always been Elon Musk. He's always been that guy. Initially, when he first made money, he bought himself a sports car. He wasn't like, bro, there's a video where this guy is still driving a Camry or something. I'm not even sure what car it was.
Apparently, I don't know. Someone said, and then divorced his wife. Got another woman. I think apparently, I don't know, man.
That's the type of divorce
no. Apparently, a nigga stole the nigga's wife, bro.
Who?
Jeff Bezos
stole whose wife?
Like a nigga he works with.
The Jeff Bezos is married again.
Man, you know what? Do I even have data? Yeah, that nigga. Man, yes.
Colleagues.
That's what I loosely remember because I remember someone like,
wait, question. Yeah. Both of you guys are engaged. Let's say in the future, one of your homies, right?
Nah.
John just ties your wife. No, it seems like, but in fact, it happens. Let's say that happens, né? And then somehow, maybe they date, let's say like for a year, and then they break up, and then your nigga comes back and he apologizes. Are you gonna accept the apology?
I won't.
No. You won't?
I won't. Even if I'm dead and you date my wife, I'll vuga from the grave.
You're breaking back. You're breaking back. The only thing that you can ever allow your homie to do is actually date your sister or your.
That's at least, bro.
What you're talking about is far worse.
And the thing is
that one is foul. On that.
But the thing is that you're making
You're making everything awkward
for everyone.
You're breaking everything, bro.
But they say it's love.
I heard Samuel Kyle did the same shit, bro.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. They say it's love and then they break up after that.
The thing is, a lot of people don't understand that with the Pete Davidson and the Kanye and Kanye West thing was that it hurt Kanye's ego first. That you were hanging out with the nigga and the nigga was eyeing your wife, bruv.
No, I think
I would lie. For me, I wouldn't forgive.
Yeah, you can't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you really can't, bro.
I'm just that.
So that means, you know why it's fucked up? It's because that means the entirety of the time when you watch Wallering, you're busy scoping my girl. That's how it comes across.
Yeah.
Now you start to think about the other day when she was in a bikini.
It's a weird situation.
Yeah, nah, fuck.
But it happens.
But
do you guys,
first of all,
answer a question. Yeah. Do you guys think if there were girls in our school, because we went to a boys' school, we would have been homies?
I don't think so.
I would say yeah. I think we would have been homies, but I think there were certain friends that I have now that I probably wouldn't have.
I see it though.
Because sometimes some people they get lost in they can't like.
I guess maybe because also the way we grew up, we get the code. Some people don't understand the code.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When you like come from the hood, there's like a code given.
What?
I mean, yeah, if you with good hood nigga. Man, I come from a time when a nigga wouldn't.
The case is where you see the most homie or hopper. One girl, like, hey, man, you know that girl, she's actually nice. Jiggy Jita is there. Next thing they break up.
Jita is there.
Because he doesn't have that etiquette.
It's the baddie. Because most baddies, that's why in the villages you can't find a bed in the village.
No, you can't.
One guy came one day, a player coming home one day at Swaramotram. Can't find a baddie just sitting.
You know what's the most trend?
A tree.
Most trend in villages with baddies. Like every 3 months they go missing.
For real?
She's missing.
Can't we
3 days? Oh, guy. Jiggy drop a VW. And that's the most trend you see. There's this one girl, they said she was missing. Niggas were panicking or what. Guy. I'm gonna drop a call, and she was young. In the hood, 15 is a ghost.
I feel like, the other episode we were talking about Mac. And I'm like, bro, you know, Mac, I've noticed that
Go
guy.
Mac G?
Mac G, bro. That guy is so sexist. Sometimes it's like, he uses things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to justify
the sense of sexism. But because obviously you can't just take a minority and then make it the majority. I understand that a lot of girls now, I feel like more girls are exposed to the easy life.
But it's always the things. I don't know why people are acting like it's a new phenomenon. It's always been there. It's just nigga. There was just you're forgetting one thing. It was not publicized because people didn't post their lives, guys.
But that's what but also that also adds to the fact that then now girls are getting more inspired because they can see that what they're able to achieve.
Hey, now that's for me. This is that's bullshit, man. People got common sense, man. That's like what you're telling me is that when you watch a movie. No, this is bullshit. No, dog.
Yeah, you make a fair point.
What I'm saying is the way you're gonna be raised and the way you're gonna teach her about how to navigate life, that's what matters. This thing of saying, nigga, first of all, bro, you're a conscious human being. You can make your own decisions. This shandies of saying, you are bad. I never asked to be anybody's role model. What the fuck now? You're giving me cats. So I know they're like, guys, your podcast is influential. Back I born, I know. Then after that, now when a podcast starts popping, we must switch up.
That's usually the case.
For the thing. It's an unfair, dog. We're like 8 billion people on the planet, and you're telling me just because someone watches something and can't use common sense and they don't have their own moral compass, that's unfair, man.
You know for now we were once 15 years old.
Fair, do it.
In high school. Yeah. Nigga, there was this one time in high school we started listening to F Gang and GID, right? It's from Dreamville. They were mostly rapping about what? Getting high. Guess what we did?
Got high.
You think we were like,
No, for me, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
No, you can say that, but the thing is, you wanted to. I didn't want to. Remember, you wanted to. You can hide and say, I heard it. Nigga, no, your curiosity wanted it. It's an unfair thing to put it on. Because now what you're saying is, it usually says, yes, maybe it has sparked the curiosity.
Yes.
But if you're curious, you're curious. You're gonna go for it.
But the thing with women is, especially social media, imagine you follow, what's her name? Mihlali.
Yeah, that's nice.
You see her page. That page is posh.
I've never seen it.
Posh, it looks nice, glowing, everything. Holidays, whatnot. You as a young girl, you're like, hey man, the life I'm living, man, I'm like,
we feel that as adults.
Exactly. No, like, and then you hear, oh, maybe she's doing this to get this, maybe she's doing this to get this, whatnot. You think you will be like, I can do what she does. You don't think a girl will think
that way.
I can actually do. So it's like social media kind of plays a big role.
I get the fact that yes, it's a bit slightly different from a guy. Usually these conversations I would have loved that we have a female who adds more input, because the difference is it's slightly very different from a guy getting persuaded by Andrew Tate or whatever. Because it's the swaggiest thing about Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
I remember watching a whole documentary about these types of things and how influential, let's say, building yourself, getting to that point, is that the difference between ladies and gents is the gents, you can do this for a month and your life never moves. And you just the same. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're exactly the same, but with her, most likely that her life will improve. Most likely she'll get a new iPhone.
Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't moving. You're wasting money. You're probably becoming an incel. No, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what I want to do now is turn this shit on men. Actually, I feel like we always want to be saying women mustn't do this, women must do this. Guys, my daughters, we must sit down and talk about this thing of favoring around. Guys are losing lives and jobs, and when are we gonna admit that this thing is stupid, bro? we can understand that you have your demons, you have your lack of self-control. Madam Fetu, we're watching too many guys fall from grace just because bobos are everything. Fetu, if you have your things together, bro.
That's true, though.
If you have your shit together, bro, like don't fuck around in these streets, bro. You can't have you have a house, you have a car, you have everything, and then you just wanna go put your dick in everything, and then we shame women when they allow any dick to come in. But at the same time, bro, like you as a man, why can't we now? And there was a time where I was almost of a different opinion. Like a man doesn't lose his value the more he pokes his stick into other holes. But then there's a part where you start realizing that what makes you like valuable. You know what I'm saying? And like if you are also the same, like anyone can have you, low key. All they have to do is just flaunting and I want no fit. I'm all I see to tabile and then shoot. And then we're gonna say women accusing niggas of rape and stuff like that. Bro, the only way to avoid that is just don't have coitus with strangers, man. You see, and in this hookup culture, also those guys who are trying to be part of it. Hey, Mona, this thing works for the top 1%. Nina, you are just subbies in here, trying to pick up the crumbs of the other kings. Yeah, it's not spanning fast, it's killing. A lot of men out here trying to see things and rotate them. Whether you are nothing, I wanna look all you know. When you're busy, you're busy ubering these girls around, bro. Like sometimes, nah, man.
So wait, you said we saw what?
The Sia Colicite.
Yo,
yeah.
It's the same thing he's talking about, but it's a different.
But like no one knows why they broke up. So those are all theories, unless he did announce that they got divorced because of his
there's a
infidelity.
Documentary.
For real?
Yeah.
Where's this documentary?
I think he has like a documentary coming out and something mentioned a few stuff.
That I heard there was some stuff he mentioned about
perhaps it is.
And partying.
I think
Pornography was there.
But why do those niggas make it look like he pornography?
No, but once upon a time, that nigga was like the hottest nigga in SA.
No, wait.
Wait, listen.
And then they go bobos other girls there, then after when they say they have a sex addiction.
Look at it like this, now. First of all, this nigga, they won the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
They won the World Cup
twice.
Sia Kolisi was like, he was basically the face. He was like, Sia Kolisi, whatnot. Even the other guys, they were actually popping. Like for the past, I think 4 years, the black guys were mampimpis. When the girls are like, Mampimpi is my ideal man. You can see it. You're like, I can actually see it. Like, you know, rugby guys are quite manly.
They have that,
So you win a World Cup, right? Let's just assume maybe before that you were married, whatnot, you're choncharing yourself, watching porn and whatnot. Okay. Not a lot of women or maybe were looking your way. You win the World Cup, you become one of the sexiest niggas in SA. In SA, right? Yeah. And then you get all these advances. This time, he says he was a porn addict. You have access.
You want to practice the seeds you've been seeing.
I'm not justifying it, but you can be like, you can see it's like a slipping slope, basically.
Hey man, just because of where I am in my life, I really don't even want to. I even remember saying, I wanted to say something snacks, and then I remember that my life has changed. So, marriage is not an easy thing.
Yeah.
And these things happen. And usually the people sharing their opinions forget how hard it is. Like, you might see 70 years of marriage and you don't know how much shit these people and how much those people never went out. So I often sometimes now, because I'm like at that point in my life, I'm like, yo, bro.
I feel like the biggest crash of them all is infidelity. Once you cheat, I think that's a lot that
it's not impossible to fix, but it takes a lot of growth from a guy to want to do it. And you always need to take the rest that you fucked up. You must allow that you fucked up. There should not be a good goddamn reason why. It must be that every time you need to pay for those sins and know that forever.
I was telling one of my friends that I think the biggest thing that most niggas, when something like that happens, and even let's say the woman wants to stay in the relationship, whatever, the one thing that I know men are, most of the time, men are cowards.
Mm-hmm.
So what a man will do is that he doesn't want to face that pain, that he can't face the fact, because now you're going to see this person that you promised that you love and you will take care of them. And now you're going to see them hurt more than anything in this world. And the part of you that's going to be the coward part of you is going to convince you that the best thing for you to do in this situation is to leave this person, so that you in this way you console yourself because you're giving them a better option. But in reality, you can't. Imagine that person every day. You hurt
just because
person.
you're dipping now.
Even though you want to laugh,
better.
every time you see her laugh, you can also sense that small little of pain that you cause for that person.
Fuck.
Sometimes if you think of these things. These things are the things that as niggas we must really think about when we want to perpetuate this narrative that men are supposed to they're supposed to do those things. But we must also take it from a standpoint of how much pain it can cause another person. And we're not saying for those guys who are openly, there's many men who will get into, just be honest. If you're going to do that shit, be honest to your partner and say, hey, babes, mina bobos, I'm shy. I'll call you my wife or whatever, but when I just know I bobos. Like my older brother, he comes clean. It's easy. Don't the one that fucks me up the most fun, and especially that's why if my nigga will never do that shit. If you are my nigga in front of me, I'm not going to hold. I'm not gonna cover for you in front of me. I will snitch. They ask me, yeah, man, you call me like you're Vinny, man. Just tell me when my wife calls. Just tell her, man, I'm in the office.
Wife, like dog.
Hey, I'm on phone now. Like I'm a piano harp.
Does this only apply like if they're married?
Huh? No.
Or just dating?
Especially if you're dating that person for a very long time, and she's there doing your stuff. Oh boy.
Nigga, I'm not gonna be implicated in your garbage like I'm here.
Boy. Boy.
Especially now when we're not
we're
not students anymore now. We're not students here trying to say we're running games here. When I imagine blomile. Let me see squad. Someone. Let's say you go on phone there.
Yeah.
Put your you must tell my hand. If she calls you, just tell her I'm with you now. But when she asks me, can I speak to you? Just say I'm in the bathroom or something. Imagine, I'm in my house with my family. I must do street stuff just for when 1 year. Just pray come phone.
I honestly think I'll cover for my guy.
I wouldn't.
But okay, wait. You
know I wouldn't cover.
Wait,
I have more respect for
you know my hand.
Yeah.
Would you lie to my hand and feel after
Imagine
that?
after knowing after all these years.
After all these years, and you're gonna look in the eye and lie for me.
If you call.
Yeah. Yes.
Boy.
Even if you do it, there's no way you're gonna sleep now that night.
Nicely, you're in this car as my friends.
But you're supposed to better me, man.
No, to be honest, I'll be like, honestly, I feel like I'll cover for you, and then when we meet, I'll be like, Fana, this sort of thing doesn't fly.
No.
Just try to. Because you never know the situation.
That guy has kids, man.
For example,
why are we allowing these niggas?
Did you watch Adulting season 2?
We must make a code as niggas. If your man is cuffed, if your homeboy is cuffed, and there's a girl is going out to see him there, busy flaunting around, you call him aside to find continue. Continue uzobona, because we are also perpetuating bad behaviors. And then what happens when
But that's not snitching.
No, it's not snitching.
That's not snitching. That's basically what I'm saying. If I see you, I'll be like, Fana, what you're doing is not wrong.
Yeah.
But if it comes to a situation where there's significant other calls me, it's like the thing it's somehow I'm gonna be involved.
But you see, the thing is that now my argument is I feel like we perpetuate this shit behavior, and then one day that same girl where he was busy fucking around with, now she's making a court case. He's saying that this guy sexually assaulted him, and then now all of us are gonna be like, yo man, how did that happen? And now we're gonna be saying, yo, I know my nigga never. No, first of all, that situation is never supposed to happen
in the first place.
That's not on me, bro, to be honest.
It's not on you.
But
I'm saying that we are getting into this culture,
I know what
this
you're
hookup culture. We talk about it all the time. Even on McG's podcast all the time, they make it seem like it's a swag. It's cool. It's normal. We should laugh about it. Nah, man. I feel like there's a part where we must also, even if
and
we're
especially as black men, man.
Yeah, we are
as
not
black
perfect.
men, we're not perfect, but we need to
We're
like
not
literally,
perfect.
especially you must. Okay, think about us, man. We're young black men. Isn't it very hard to be a young black man?
Yeah,
Always trying not to do.
Yeah.
You're doing the opposite of what you're told to do. Because it's okay for us to like run around and, yeah, man, you know that's the culture. Like, we must never act like it's not the culture. And unlearning that in a world where everyone is normalized, the fact of the matter of not doing, I'm not trying to act bad, but like, if you're gonna do it, bro, just know at least I'm wrong. I'm a shitty person. Now you're consoling people and making them feel as if, at least go to bed knowing that, boy, I'm a shitty person,
it's
bro.
Consoling, that's the problem.
Let's not console. Do whatever you do.
When they come across this post, but how can you say this? You used to do this. No, look, we're not perfect. No one is saying we're perfect, but I'm just saying, I think we need to also, I'm growing. I'm grown up. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, there's a shift that I feel like we need to have as young brothers, dog. It's wild out here. It's hard for niggas out here. Every day you hear, nigga, hey, you did this, you did this. And then we get shocked. Bruh, it's hard.
Yeah, man. The thing is, I expect my niggas that, like I said, you know my hand. Like, I expect you, bro. That's why we're homies. We all get lost in the sauce. And niggas especially, you're always gonna get lost in the sauce. So if you're not gonna catch me before I get lost in the sauce, and then when things got out of control, you're like, man, I should have.
No, I'll give you advice. I'll be like, Mfana, what you're doing is not right. But I won't go out of my way to be like, Hussein was what? It's like,
you can't just
understand. It's like,
it's only if she asks.
Exactly. It's like, what's that African saying? Into about the way too. Some shit like that.
Yeah, you can't.
It's like you can't get in between marriage.
But then you're gonna like I said, it's like that.
Usually what happens, right? Usually what happens is, let's say you cheat, right? You cheat, whatnot. You're like, I'm fine. You know what? I'm gonna tell this guy's wife, whatnot. You go tell the wife.
Now the wife wants revenge.
No, not that. And then you guys are fighting. Somehow you're gonna be involved, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow you're gonna be a villain, because at one point you might forgive each other, and then I'm the guy who's standing there. It's like, you're supposed to be my nigga.
And I get you.
You understand?
No, I think maybe
let me say this, man.
Let me rephrase what I said. I'm not saying when your boy does something, go snitch. What I'm trying to say is, if I am asked the question, where were you? I'm gonna say where you at. I'm not gonna sit there and imagine I don't lie, bro. I don't lie to my girl and everything. Now I'm gonna sit here and lie to another woman out of nowhere. You're not used to lying. Now you're just sitting there thinking, now when this thing turns around, guess who's gonna find out? My wife.
Yeah.
My wife finds out I lied for your ass. And he's gonna say, what? Is this what you guys do behind that house?
Yeah, fine.
With that being said, man, I feel like it's damn near impossible to stop someone from cheating.
No, you can't.
Especially when they're in actions.
You can't.
I'm just saying.
No, you can't.
Both genders does it.
When someone said, that's what I'm saying. When someone is set on fucking up, they are set on fucking up.
You can show him his family photo.
Bro.
I think it's very hard.
Nah, man.
Very, very hard.
The thing is, I don't want to judge people, but like also, it's like, guys.
I won't lie to you, there's way too many. I am of the belief that there are so many men that actually have good intentions when they go into relationships. And then now, because of social media, that perpetuates the idea that no one is in this thing for goodness. And then now girls go with that energy into other relationships. You also repel guys. And then you find guys that thinking, maybe I am stupid by trying to find this love thing. Like some people, bro, you can see that they're not built for this shit.
You know that theory.
They're just soft guys. And then now they want to
for fuck boys that they don't often start as fuck boys. There's always a villainous origin story.
Start this car.
Like everyone starts it with a right.
Sorry.
Damn, bro.
Sorry. I fucked up.
Not shitty.
Sorry, guys. That was
So there's often that theory, and I'm not saying it. It's like, guys, the truth. This is my barber. Shout out to my barber. Let me say this, man. I can only speak for myself. if you get into a relationship with someone, you do the fucking best that you are capable and you can.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do in that relationship, you do. That person might not, but you want that person to say, even if the guy you're like, hey man, that guy, I know it didn't work out, but that nigga used to do 1, 2, 3. He made sure that was just him. That's the only way you can do it. You can't force that person to do things, man, or do whatever, bro. That means you're not really genuinely.
What if it's not reciprocated?
That's what he's saying. Like, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It should be you. And you should be willing to say, no matter who this person is, I'm accepting them for who they are. You can't just change.
I am of the opinion that sometimes I feel like we're so focused on what the other person is doing for you that you don't even realize what are you actually doing for them.
Okay. Now, let's say you're the best husband or not, right?
Yeah.
And then, niggas are always complaining to their niggas.
Yeah.
Right? And I never got that thing because it's like, especially like when your niggas is in a relationship, every day this nigga, hey, this hand. And then in your mind, you have this negative thing, and then this nigga is always going back. So now let's say you're the best husband, but you always complain in front of my wife, 1, 2, 3, my wife, 1, 2, 3. My wife cheated, 1, 2, 3. I'm getting tired. And then you will work on patching things up, and then she calls. Like, hey, Ramos, where's Vino? Is Vino with you? What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, man.
He's with you, nah?
Yeah.
Okay. See? Things differ. I'm just saying relationships are complex. Sometimes,
but I
feel like the one you're talking about is when you know, this wife, this woman is holding my nigga down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
that's why. Like I saw this woman has been this woman found you only months parts. Now no posonyan. Even me, I will beef with you, dog. Fana me, you know why sometimes I'm like fit to these niggas also. Let's remember something, guys. And I know we always try to brush by it, man. But you must remember, you had a mother one day. Even if your mother is not there, you had a mother. And would you like someone treating your mother the same way? And unfortunately, you know, the world has this weird thing that people tend to, like you think that trauma, like seeing your mom go through something, might maybe ensure that you will try your life not to go do it. But in most cases, if you go through, you're probably going to just do the same thing as your...
It's like the abuse thing. The abuse.
Yeah, like someone is sexually abused, they will now probably not going to sexually abuse people. In those cases, I feel like it's cases where you haven't dealt with that thing in a way that was positive. You're either probably having a conversation. Now you're acting out of retaliation and revenge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's that, like, yo, dude, like, it goes deep, man. But I just hope that, you know, even though, like, I don't want to jinx myself, and I know there's a lot of, like, khutmans and people will say, I'm done with Zobona. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's not a good way, a healthy thing to say, because at the end of the day, you should be trying to guide a nigga to avoid certain situations.
It's not the right mindset.
It's not the right mindset. You must try, if anything, if you hear me talk like that, you must give me pointers that maybe you fell victim to, then maybe that I can avoid to not be victim to. You know what I'm saying? So that we can, guys, come on, man. But hey, dog, I know people love these. Yeah, man, we're living in different times right now, bro. We genuinely are living in different times, but what can you say of it? Take it one day at a time, fun.
Yeah, hey man, like I said, relationship chat on a podcast will never finish, bro.
Let's talk about some music. We know that Tyler the Creator,
actually broke his number one.
Yeah,
apparently he's number one in 4 days. Yeah,
it was. Didn't listen to it yet.
For me, why I listen to it because I live on YouTube.
I listened to I think 1-2 songs.
You gotta listen to it. It's called Sticky.
Sticky. I listened to Sticky.
It's crazy. All of them are killing.
Glorilla, do you think Glorilla is pretty?
She is.
You?
Well, yeah. I don't think she's like a person where you're gonna be like, but I think
I feel like she's nice.
Yeah,
she has that.
She's your size,
man. Not that. I'm just saying she looks. I'm just saying she has like that certain, like, you know, that look. Like, you don't know what to look at. It's like is she nice or she's not nice? And then you just end up being like, "Fana, she's actually nice."
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I
Yeah,
just
she has
appreciate
that
it from an artistic point of view. You feel
I
me?
feel like Glow actually low-key, if it wasn't for Tyler.
And
I
plus
still
the
feel like,
accent.
the music. Funny, listen to her album, bro.
Yeah.
Glorilla's album for me, boy, top album of the year.
I think with me, with the
I hope she does at
Tyler
least
the
win
Creator
something.
album, I listened to it actually yesterday again. I loved it because it's a very what's nice about Tyler the Creator, controversial as he is that he's one of the only artists that has embraced that he can change.
Yeah.
And changes and grows as a person, because we often, especially when you live on, like living as a celebrity or a rapper online, we forget that we, as people, these people are growing in front of us, and their opinions are going to change and stuff is going to change, right? And I like the fact that Tyler the Creator always finds a way to embrace the fact that, my nigga, I'm changing. I can't be Odd Future Tyler right now. I'm 30 what? He's what, 33 or 32 or something like that. That album talks about a lot of things, like it mainly alludes
but that goes back to what I was saying about, like, even like on this podcast, like it's the thing of you're gonna exhibit growth. Maybe the opinions that I'm saying now eventually will change because maybe there was some sort of, especially if it's, in most cases, if it's bad thinking. I don't think there's growth where you can say it's growth if you had a positive mindset about certain things, and then all of a sudden you're turning it into a much negative output of the way of thinking. So that's why exhibiting growth really helps in even like being an inspiration as well. Like, you know, I feel like that's also the biggest criticism for Drake. Is
for his contemporaries compared. I think my favorite song, I think by him, where I was like, it felt like Drake from Take Care and Thank Me Later. Or Nothing Was the Same Way. Remember Drake? For white people, it frustrates with
people. But
people.
there's a song in that album that I feel like he was making shots at Drake.
Who?
Like, I don't know. Yeah, but he was just talking about a nigga not growing. I
think he was talking about Ian, bro.
Who's Ian? Oh, Ian.
There's one way he's busy talking, saying, "Hey, I don't care."
He blatantly went on an interview and he threw shit at this guy.
Hey, but that song was y'all, you know.
That song was fine.
That song's
Going
fine.
back to the Tyler thing, what you think about the thing about his pops?
Which one?
I think there's one song there where it's kind of like I don't know if it's
with
a
Like
message
Him
or whatnot.
It's called Like Him, the song.
I don't know what's it called, but I saw it on Twitter. Basically, it's where the mother actually tells him that, you know, Tyler's always had beef with the pops. So the mom's revealed with him, this nigga wanted to be in your life, but I just... I was the one who had beef with him, so I kind of held you back. What you think about that situation?
I feel like that happens to a lot of families.
That happens to a lot.
More than we
would like to acknowledge.
Like to agree to. Like,
yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, like, you also need to think about
maybe your mom
is a person as well. So she also, it's not
she
even.
thought she was doing the best for you.
I feel like now we're just giving them sometimes too much props. I don't think there's anything to do that I'm trying to do. I was doing the best for you. It's that
maybe the hurt.
It's the hurt that keeps on saying, why must I give you the gratification after you ruined my shit? And then now you want to come in here and want to play all day. Bro, women hold grudges something, bro. Like, they hold grudges, and at the end of the day, it backfires. You know, niggas will be like, yo, dude, like, you can't be mad at Tyler if
that album goes with the, if you listen to the peak, and then there's a part where you're like, because it's his Mr. Morale. Remember Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers? Remember that Kendrick Lamar album? Let's not lie. That's one of I love it. But it's one of the most. It makes you face your shit. It makes you think, reflect. It will always for me be his best, because it's not trying to make you numb the pain.
It's making you
know that track of Father Time. That's my favorite track out of that album.
Bro,
I got daddy issues. That's on me.
You know,
and then that guy who sings, what's the
Sampha? Oh, his album was so beautiful. He released that album was the best album of 2023.
Sometimes I'm like, I need a vinyl of that shit, man.
It's just certain things, the way he talks about his child, just the way. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people don't understand that yes, that's why we like a J. Cole. That's why we like a Kendrick Lamar. That's why we're liking a Tyler, the Creator. Because why? Because we're not the same guys from 2018 or the 2012 or the same thing. It's impossible. Have you noticed that the older you get, there's a handful of people you're gonna just listen to on rotation. It's not even as easy as when back in uni. You'll have a nigga you're gonna listen to, like, this nigga's for me, is for me to
Man, I listen to some mud music, man. My nigga Lil Durk. Have you ever played Lil Durk's old
Lil
tapes?
Durk going to jail, bro.
Man, that line from Lil Durk makes lit.
They're going to prison, that's
See,
why.
Lil Durk, Young Nudi's too much.
I don't know this the one.
It's too much.
What's that kid you put
much.
me on? The one you sent me, he has like bangers, man. What's that kid's name? His album is very short. Vinny knows him. You sent me some blue something. Is it blue?
Blue Bill
Sorry, we
something.
must send you that nigga. That nigga has
I don't know.
Benjamin Blue something.
Yeah.
That is
So
fine.
it's hey man, I respect that Tyler, the Creator, does, man.
And
It
also
shows
the
you must listen to the
BX
song Hey Jane.
BX
Hey
Club.
Jane, Hey Jane is so crazy because I'm older now. It talks about basically he got this girl pregnant, and he talks from his perspective in verse 1. Verse 2, he talks from the girl's perspective, and now the difference is that they're in their 30s and now they're expecting a child, and now it's kind of acknowledging the fact that if we don't have this child, there's a bit of a selfishness component because we have all the things. And we're saying we didn't have pops, but we turned out okay. Is it a bad thing if we just kept the child? And I'm like, and it's not even a song where it's getting too deep. It's just like a whole conversation. It's called Hey Jane, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh man, sometimes because we're young adults, it's not probably going to make sense to an 18-year-old. At 18, it's like Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't make sense to you when you're in high school. If you think you're listening to Jay-Z, you're not listening to shit. Only when you start saying, oh, you know what, man, you got to think about moving product. Like I was there cutting my hair there by Emma. And there was this other guy talking about churches and stuff. He was a bit drunk. But he said something. It's like, church is the mafia. Then I'm like, because I've been playing GTA 4, right? And I thought to myself, everything is kind of a mafia when you think about it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, in economics, you have these things called cartels. No one will admit what a cartel is, but it's when people come together and they start colluding and then to make in that specific market to make something. But then I start thinking about everything that you do in your life. And I usually used to tell Ego, man, we need to move product. Right? And now it makes it sound like I'm talking about coke.
Yeah.
But when you think about certain things now that you're in your life, you're like, there has to be a team, a certain board of niggas like us now, right? Illuminati, God forbid.
Yeah.
We are the ones kalari. There has to be rules, because we're forgetting that all gangsters, mafias, cartels,
There's a
code of conduct. It might not be
that also
to the thing that we're forgetting that organized crime is literally the word organized. That these people are not, especially the word mafia. People, in America, they can't prove if there's exactly a mafia. There's a mafia, niggas they know about. Was that other guy?
Al Capone
or whatever. But they can't definitely say there's a mafia or not.
Isn't that in Mexico?
Al Capone is the old.
So
the first
So everything you gotta think about, you have to think about like, yo, dog. Everything has to have a certain kind of conduct.
No, I think what you the component that is you're missing when it comes to these such organizations that a company can't instill. It's that they make you believe that you're doing something that is beyond you and is bigger than you. So everything is the family. You're doing it for the family. It is not just because you want to say, I want to be the biggest guy in the CEO. No, you're doing something that is, in overall, seems like it's larger than life. And I always say that to people, if that's one way you want, that's what cults do. It's like a cult thing type of thing. And that's why churches can do it easy. You know what I'm saying? because it's easy now. You already have them thinking that whatever they're doing here, it's not just saying I'm pulling up to work to do my job. No, you're doing something that is gonna give some contribution back to your hereafter and your life going on. You know.
And I feel to be drawn into such things, you have to have something missing in your life.
Definitely.
I feel like if you have
the sense of
purpose or identity,
yeah, it'll be hard.
It'll be very hard for you to.
But now in this day and age, it's easier now, bro. It's easier. But yo, man, guys, I feel like we have actually gone deep, you know?
Actually, there was something I wanted to talk about, but I do want to, the first time I'm talking about this on the pod, back in uni, I released my first EP on distribution sites, and there was this thing called Level Music, and they were in beta, so they released my EP for Mahala. And man, the saddest thing is, I think today maybe they closed. I could be wrong. So company went under, and man, they closed down. The reason why I give out a shout out is because even though I'm not like a big artist, for something like that to create a platform, and at that time it was a very foreign time just to distribute your music on stuff. So I just wanted to say shout out, man, to Level Music, man. I don't know if y'all ever will hear this, but it was cool just to get that, and being in university and recording a whole EP with your earphones, and everyone's like, shit, your shit is on Apple Music. Everyone, it was cool that time, you know what I mean? Like, and
but it also opened a gateway for some other rare
I mean, fair, but it's always been there. So
now
you know, shout out to Ahmed for also putting me on it because and stuff. So it's not something that it was nice. It was nice to just read something that was going on there, and a lot of people don't know that maybe small artists that no one knows about probably used this for free in the beginning, and the company just didn't work out. So man, I just wanted to give that shout out, man. By the way, so meaning my music will disappear off the streaming sites, but that's besides the point, man. Just wanted to show that love.
Yo,
just try to re-upload it like it's new music.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I'm going through a change, guys. Don't worry, new music is gonna come. No, actually, we're not plugging my music here. That's a whole different. They don't mix business with pleasure. Don't wanna do that to my niggas.
Yo,
it's insane, man. Search it on YouTube.
Yo, guys, it has been your favorite podcast that no one knows of, Tap, where the conversation just keeps flowing.
Shout out.
You never know where the fuck this shit is gonna go. But you know, at the end of the day, I feel like we do have insightful chats. We say some shit that maybe sometimes make you think, and sometimes we say some shit just be like, the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Sometimes we say dumb stuff.
Exactly, bro. Like everyone else, bro. Even that fucking president who's always acting like he always has the right things to say. But nigga say some shit. Some nigga might even throw some gay jokes. You never know.
Nigga, what's with you today in this topic, bro?
Nah, man.
You sound like a South African.
Nah, man.
Bro.
Guys, you know, actually, let me end this on this note. Let's not forget, guys, I feel like South Africans, deep down in their souls, are not homophobic. They're just, used to their own ways. You know, I've seen a lot of people in the community, in the hood, coming out as gay. And some of us, they just say, okay, sharp. That's good for you, man. But I mean, like generally, but there are families that might have.
Nigga, let this topic go, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Why do you keep on trying to have this topic?
Trying to save myself, yeah. But anyways, man, guys, it's been great, man. And
Third Avenue.
Yeah, we out. Please.